The Dutch master has produced something special in the wet, in the dry. Max Verstappen wins the Monaco Grand Prix.
He's pinching at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and Joseph Newgarden finally wins the Indianapolis 500.
The off-turn number 4, the Coca-Cola 600 belongs to Ryan Blaney.
Hello, and welcome everybody to another episode of the Full Set and Half Mast podcast. I'm here today with Tom. He's back. Jared's in the chat. We got King Camo first in the chat with the trophy emoji. Heck yeah. Glad you could join us tonight. Verstappen wins. What an underdog story. I love it. Oh, man. Yes. So tonight we are here to talk a little bit about some racing with you guys. We had some races this weekend for NASCAR at Dover. We'll talk about that just a little bit here tonight. And then we also have IndyCar at Barber. We had some moments there I'd like to talk about as well. And then we'll preview at the end of this podcast our bonehead of the week, our driver of the week for this last weekend, as well as our previews for this weekend's races with the ARCA Trucking Cup at Kansas, as well as the Formula One Miami Grand Prix. We'll give you our fantasy lineups and picks and everything for this weekend. But we're going to do stuff a little bit different here on this podcast tonight. I mean, what's the old saying, Tom? War never changes. That's how I feel right now in NASCAR. War never changes. We could get on here and we could bitch and moan and whine and complain and cry about NASCAR all we want. But for one, they don't care. You guys probably don't care. Nobody cares. Nothing changes. So we're just gonna breeze through some of that stuff here tonight. But first off, I guess I haven't even gotten to it yet. But Tom, how are you doing tonight, man?
Man, I had an awesome time on Sunday. I got to go have a date with my wife, and we had a good time, man. I was with you guys in the chat for a little bit there. I got to watch a little bit of the race, which was pretty fun. But I'm back, ready to talk about some racing. Ready to get back into it. Ready to talk about the shenanigans of multiple races that we saw over the weekend, including the Xfinity race and the IndyCar race in general.
Can't wait.
That's P1 on the board, right?
That's
wait. P1 on the board. But yeah, I'm excited to talk about some racing, baby.
Alrighty. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that you got to have a time, hang out with your wife this weekend. I mean, we've been at the grind for over a year now. I feel like you haven't really had a whole lot of time to go do that. So I'm glad you got to go do that on Sunday, and we kind of held down the fort over here. I had Dallas in the watch party with me. We had a good time. It was fun. So yeah, I'm excited though, because today is the final day of April, and you know what that means.
Yeah, buddy.
The month of May is here, baby. Tomorrow, if you go on our channel right now, I changed our channel trailer, played right here at the intro to the podcast, a little bit of a trailer, a preview for the entire month of May. There's so many marquee races. I'm thinking about doing more than one watch party this month. Me and Tom have talked about it. I mean, Dallas talked about it. We're probably going to do all three of the marquee ones at the end of this month with the Indy 500, Monaco Grand Prix, Coke 600.
You kind of have to.
Yeah,
right?
we have to.
It's one time a year. It's like going to Talladega.
Yes.
But this is all packed in one day.
It's amazing. It's the best day of the year, in my opinion. I love it over Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween. Your whoever's grandma's birthday, I don't care. I like Motorsports Day, baby. Let's go. And not even that, but I mean, we got 6 hours of Spa this month. That's actually next week coming up. This weekend we got, like I said, Miami Grand Prix. We also got Darlington coming up, which is like basically, besides Talladega for the party experience, my favorite on track action is Darlington. Always has been. I love Darlington, and we get a 400-mile race there. And then we also have Imola with the Formula One cars as well this month. We got IndyCar at both the Grand Prix and the 500. I mean, it's just a landslide. There's slide of races with Laguna Seca even this month with the IMSA cars. I love Laguna Seca as well, And last year, if we get a race like that, I mean, wow, we're in for store for some great races. But we'll talk about that more when we get later into this podcast. But first off, I want to talk about a little bit of news here. And I'll go first on this, Tom, with my opinion and where this is going. And then I want to hear from you. So, first off, Nico Hulkenberg is signed with Audi in 2025, the new Audi project. I guess it's right now kick Sauber until Audi comes in 2026. But they picked up Hulkenberg. And then on the other end of that spectrum, we get here news that Newey is departing from Red Bull. So maybe this would be my conspiracy moment of the week, but I got a better one for you, so I'm going to save that. But my thought process is here, Nico Hulkenberg, one of the last great forgotten gems in Formula One, in my opinion. He's won the 24-hour Le Mans. He's won everything but Formula One. He just hasn't found a victory in Formula One yet. I think that Audi went out. They're coming in big appendage swinging. They go out and get their boy, get their man, Nico Hulkenberg. I think that they will probably retain Bottas as well, and I hope they do because I think Nico Hulkenberg and Valtteri Bottas with Audi coming in is going to be a beautiful match made in heaven. And then I would throw money at Adrian Newey. I would write him a blank check, say fill it in. Here you are. Come to our project here in 2026. Let's build a championship winning team here at Audi. What are your thoughts on this?
W for Hulkenberg. There's kind of question marks up in the air about Haas, right? I mean, you got a new team principal. It could be going in the right direction. Right now, it's doing better than when Gunther was at the helm. So you're kind of taking a risk there, but the last time we saw a new team come into Formula One was Haas, and their first year was freaking remarkable. Could we see something like that with Audi? Absolutely. We could see Audi buying some parts to throw on their cars from other manufacturers. For example, Ferrari, Mercedes, Renault, whatever it may be, and build a decent car for the first year. So for Hulkenberg, I think it's great. I really do, and I don't know if I really see it as a promotion or not, but regardless, I still think I do think it's probably a good move for him. Now with Adrian Newey, I think this is where we start seeing some conspiracies, right? Adrian Newey is probably the most sought out guy in Formula One right now. There are absolutely people who would take Newey over Horner, over Wolf, over shoot, I forget the Ferrari's principal's name. Miata or whatever. Vasseur, sorry.
Vasseur, yeah.
Because he is so valuable in any aspect of a race team. So valuable. I bet you money every single team in the paddock right now has thrown money at Newey and want him. I've seen a lot of things that Ferrari is quadrupling the salary, offering a quadruple salary that will quadruple what he has been making at Red Bull to Newey. Which, why wouldn't they? They're getting Hamilton. They've got Leclerc for next year. There is a little bit of a wrench, though. I'm pretty sure Newey is signed through 2025. So, but there's also clauses in the contract. I don't know specifically what those clauses are. Has something to do with Horner and Marco and Verstappen and all this other stuff. So, rumors are rampant, and it has been since January of this year with Red Bull. And it has not stopped. So I don't know. I don't think Newey would go to Audi because if he got an offer from Mercedes and from Audi, I'd expect him to go to Mercedes. If he got an offer from Ferrari, Mercedes, and Audi, I think he'd go to Ferrari. I don't know, but from everything that I've been reading, Ferrari seems to be the number one prospect for Newey. which is interesting, very interesting. I just think that maybe he wants a change. I don't know. I mean, he's still working on formula cars, but I don't. I'm, I don't know. I don't. I don't know. I think Newey goes to Ferrari though.
Well, there you have it. There's a prediction right there. He goes to Ferrari. Joseph in the chat, he says Audi already throwing. I agree. That's why.
Yeah,
That's why my whole Newey to Audi. I mean, he's got the reputation. He's got the legacy. Now, what other thing could he do to add on to that legacy? Let's go to Audi. Let's build a championship-winning car in a couple of years. You know how much more valuable he would be. But then again, money talks and a BS walks, and I think Ferrari's willing to fork out that money for him, blank check and all.
And also to say what you said about a Hulkenberg and Bottas lineup,
Beautiful.
that would be mint. That's you can't get any better than that with a new team. You really can't.
No.
And that's a huge possibility. I mean, they've already secured Hulkenberg, but to secure Bottas, you could do that. Like you could easily do that. I think that would be a phenomenal lineup for a new team.
Yeah, if I was Audi, I'd go right to Bottas and I'd give him a lifetime contract. Like you're racing for us as long as you want. like you can't with the amount of experience that guy has and how good he is with even with the public and like getting and sponsors and everything with the public relations.
When he's got his whole ass showing on commercials.
I love it. Boldness. Why not, man?
The women love it. Keep doing it.
Keep doing it, man.
But put the 5 rings on his tattoo 5 rings like a tramp stamp or something.
There you go.
That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do.
I like it. I like the bold attitude there. I love it. All right, and then our final little bit of news. I mean, there's a lot of news, but this is kind of what I want to talk about tonight. McLaren releases David Malukas before he even gets to make a start for Arrow McLaren. I hate McLaren.
Boo.
I hate Zach Brown.
Boo.
I hate Lando Norris. I hate all of you. Terrible McLaren lover, fan, seatbelt lickers. I hate you guys. This David Malukas is an A-tier talent. He is an injury, and you're just going to get rid of him like that? Like that? He's done? I hope he goes to Penske, Ganassi, something, and just runs laps around them idiots at McLaren, dude.
The David Malukas comeback tour is going to go so hard, dude. It's going to go so hard. It's going to be one of the most memorable moments in motorsports. Just watch. It's going to be absolutely out of this world. It really will be. And mark my words, it's going to happen.
Oh, I agree, dude. I am here for it. I mean, I don't really have a favorite driver in IndyCar. I kind of just watch from the sidelines, right? I don't really care who wins or who loses. I do kind of I like Scotty back. I pull for him most weekends, whether or not. But now, oh man, I'm jumping on that David Malukas comeback tour bandwagon, dude. I'm getting the merch. I can't wait to see where he goes.
Too, man.
We talked about him so much last year in that Del Coyne car. How many great performances he had, and it was like he finally broke through and got recognition for what he could do. Has an injury that's unforeseen, and they just gone. Like before he even gets a chance to make a start.
The homie was working out for the upcoming season to be in that car.
Yeah.
I mean, if his name was Chase Elliott,
Chase Elliott, Lando Norris, just throw the names on the list. I mean, it's true though. It's who you are. It's not what you can do. I mean, it's unbelievable anymore. But yes, so David Malukas, we're pulling for you, man. You're the Dega boys. I can't wait for the comeback tour. Alrighty. I think it's time. Let's get into some race reviews from this weekend. On Friday, we had the ARCA Series General Tire 150. I mean, what an ARCA race. Holy cow. This was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it for the most part. Really, the only things I want to talk about here, though, is first off, I think it was like late in this race, probably like 20-30 to go in this race. Swalich and Zilich are both battling side by side. Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. They're battling side by side, and I'm a huge fan of both these drivers. Like what Connor Zilich has been able to do in just a short amount of time, what Swalich has been able to do. He was the only one last year to actually take the fight to Jesse Love, and Jesse Love, in my opinion, is a generational talent. And I think Swalich is right there with him. I mean, it was a great battle there going on there, but then Zilich gets into Swalich there, sends him up into the wall, and ended Swolich's race. For me personally, I'm going to nominate Connor Zilich as a bonehead move of the week there because I understand the track position was crucial on that restart. It was paramount to get to the lead. But the fact that he drove it in just a little bit too far, washed up the track, got into Swolich, you hate to win a race that way. And I feel like sometimes when you're on the top of the pedestal, top of the mountain, you got to be humbled a little bit. So I'm going to put him on my bonehead move of the week. Do you have any opinions on that whole ordeal, or am I pretty spot on with that take?
I thoroughly enjoyed what Connor Zilich did there.
Well, I agree. I think it was a great move. I just think maybe a little bonehead if I'm making a mistake, but no, I agree. It happens. It happens to the best of them. But we can't play favorites here at Dega Boys, Tom.
Racing is rubbing, and rubbing is racing.
Yeah, no doubt. Oh man. And then the other thing I want to talk about here too. I kind of lost a little bit of respect for Tony Breininger in this race, and it wasn't because of the incident she had with Chris Wright. I think that was a pure racing deal. Any driver in that situation, it would have happened to any of them. 100%, without a doubt. They just made contact on the front straightaway. Where my issue lies here with Tony Breininger is when she got into ARCA, right, Tom? We saw the 10th place finishes, the 9th place finishes, and it's progressively got better where she started finishing 8th, 7th, knocking on the top 5, and now she can get top 5s. But it's like she's plateaued. Like, she can't get higher than, she can't get those podium finishes. She can't get the runner-ups. Like, does it feel like she's plateaued now, Tom? Like, where she is just absolutely at her maximum now?
Jay, this is what I'm gonna have to do right now. I did not do my due diligence to watch the ARCA race this weekend. But
it wasn't a bad race. It wasn't a bad race. It's ARCA. What do you expect?
Yeah, for sure. What I want to see though is what her
stats are in the ARCA series this year.
Yeah. Here, I got it pulled up right here.
Perfect. He's going to pull this up. And we're going to go through it. I mean, obviously we won't see it on the stream, but Tom will explain it to us here.
Oh, I don't want...
I would just go to Racing Reference. That's usually the easiest place to go, and then just look her up from there. It'd be curious to see what her average finishes compared to last year, because like I said, she was top 10s, and then she got into the back half of the top, or front half of the top 10. Then she started breaking into the top 5, and it's like she plateaued right there. She's not able to get those podiums,
All right, so yeah, she only has 2 top 10s this year.
And last year she had what?
The 7 top 10s and 4 top 5s with 13 out of 20 starts.
Right. I mean, I understand the sample size is smaller, but it's like, where are the top 5s? You know what I mean? Like, where are your top 3s? You know what I mean?
Yeah, her average finish this year is 7.6 positions worse out of 4 races.
Yeah, that just I feel like she's plateaued. I feel like we got the best.
She's in a pretty good car too.
I mean, I'm not giving up. I mean, it's like we're looking at those stats. I mean, we're only 6 races in out of 20. So let's see. I mean, we've got so much more of the season to go, but it's like we need to start turning these 6th place runs into 3rd place runs. We need to see the consistent. Like this is what, her 3rd year in ARCA now, full time. She's
no.
It's
she didn't run full time.
Last
23.
Year. That's right.
22, she didn't. Well, she missed 1 race in 22. She missed 7 races in 23. 21, she missed 11. 18, she only ran 3.
Okay. So,
but regardless, the average finish this year is a lot worse than what she ran overall last year.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just jumping the gun a little bit here. I hate to do that if that is what's going on, but I just feel like she
spent a lot of time.
Yeah.
She's in the ARCA, in ARCA.
And I don't want to
That
be
right
one of
there,
those.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. When I saw it the first time, I thought it was on her. But the more I watch it and the different
That's just a
angles,
racing incident,
it
but it's
just
also
looks like a
Dover.
racing incident. Yeah, that's
freaking
Dover.
sucks.
Yeah.
But I'm also not gonna make any excuses here because she's got spotters, she's got the resources. She literally drives for the best team in
Yeah.
ARCA.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no excuses.
No excuses. No, I agree. I mean, that's really all I want to talk about with the ARCA race. Connor Zilic did end up going on to win. Him and Swalich were the best two cars, and when Swalich was out, it was pretty much over at that point. Quapple had a pretty good run going there as well. It just didn't have enough car, in my opinion, to get the victory. But nonetheless, it was actually probably the best ARCA race I've seen all season. Not gonna lie. I mean, there's been some real bad ones, so that one was actually not too bad. But we're going to go to the best race of the NASCAR weekend. That was Saturday, the Xfinity Series. Like clockwork, every single week. If you ain't watching the Xfinity Series, you ain't watching NASCAR. That's all I'm going to say. The Bet Rivers 200. Alrighty. I think I have to work it in somehow, so I think I'll work it in here. Brandon Jones on pole, but nonetheless, caution on lap number 5 between Haley Deegan and JJ Yaley. We never got a good recap of this or a good replay of this. But you know what, Tom? Yesterday, I learned what it was like to be a Haley Deegan fan. Story time with Jay. Okay, so
right.
I'm
strap in, ladies.
Yeah,
and gentlemen.
strap in. This might be a minute. Strap in. I'll
Strap
leave
in
that
or
one.
strap on.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I needed that in Victory Lane, says NGB Designs. I'm not sure what you're referring to. But nonetheless.
That 88.
Oh, that 88. Okay. Nonetheless.
It's close.
I learned what it was like to be a Haley Deegan fan yesterday. Story time with me. Everybody, listen in intently. Here we go. So, for work, I'm a door dasher. So, normally when you get an order, you go around to a restaurant, you go and tell them who you're there to pick up the food for. And then about 5-6 minutes later, maybe it's done when you get there. You never know. But about 5-minute wait's pretty typical. So I get in there. I tell them who I'm ordering for. And they're like, okay, yeah, we'll have that right out to you. So I go sit down patiently and do what I do, be patient and just kind of check out the delivery instructions and all that. And I'm sitting there and I lost track of time. I look back up. It's about 10 minutes have gone by and I go back up to the counter. I'm like, any word on the order? And they're like, yeah, it should be done any minute now. I'm like, all right, go back, sit back down. And as I did this, I see more and more dashers coming in. And they're coming in and out, in and out, in and out, picking up orders, and they're gone. And probably about 6-7 of them come in before I'm even getting my order. Now I'm still sitting there being patient, and another 10 minutes goes by. I've been there about 30 minutes waiting. And I'm like, oh man, this is something just ain't right here. So I go back up to the counter and I tell them who I'm there to pick up. And they're like, oh yeah, it'll be done any minute now. I'm like, well, I've been waiting for about 30 minutes. I mean, it's about time I pick up the order. I already texted the customer, told them what the holdup was. And then I'm just still waiting. Another 5-10 minutes go by. And all of a sudden, the order gets canceled. So the moral of the story is you can continue waiting all you want, but nothing's ever going to change as a Haley Deegan fan. You're going to see everybody else behind her keep coming on in and having all the success and all the rewards, and you're still going to be waiting there, playing on your phone, getting told, there's always next year. There's always next week. It's going to be done in 5 minutes. It's on the way out. You know what? It's never going to happen. At the end of the day, the only way anything changes is if it gets canceled. That was my experience, is learning how to be a Haley Deegan fan.
That was enlightening.
I feel like that's how it's got to be, though. Come on. I mean,
I'm not a Deegan fan, but I felt like one there for about 2 minutes.
That's story time with Jay for the evening. That was my experience yesterday, and the whole time I was waiting, that's all I could think about. Well, after it was canceled, and then I just kind of put it all together in my head. So, yes, that's what it's like to be a Deegan fan. But nonetheless, she wrecked. We didn't get footage of it. I'm sure it was somebody else's fault, right, Tom? Always is.
Always is.
Yeah, but
Never.
you know what? There's always next week. Just keep improving.
Always next week.
Yep.
Yeah, and everyone else sucks.
Yep, that's true. Everybody else is terrible. It's everybody else's fault. Everybody sucks. Yep. So, we'll see what that 15 car can do next week. Woohoo! Actually, it's not next week. You have to wait 2 weeks this time. Because it's at Darlington next race.
Man, poor Brett Moffitt.
Yes. Yes.
That's all I gotta say.
Jared says she doesn't have fans, she has simps. What does Jared say? The Deegan Dingleberries? I love it. Oh, it can't be any further from the truth. But nonetheless, we'll get back into the race here. Allgaier wins stage 1, Custer wins stage 2. Really, what the main part of this race was after the rain came and set in. That, about 25 laps ago when they went back green. You had Austin Hill at the front of the field. I'm trying to think of how it's Carson Quapple, Sheldon Creed, Ryan Truex. All of them are pretty much battling for the lead there. Creed ends up taking the lead late on one of those restarts, gets out in front of the field. And then Austin Hill, man. Austin Hill didn't even try to make a move. He just drove right through the back of Creed, sent him up the track. And in doing so, that allowed Carson Quapple to take the lead because they're both door banging side by side because Hill just can't let it go, man. It's like, how many weekends, Tom, am I going to have to yell at my TV on a Saturday, bro? Is Creed ever going to win? Is it ever going to happen?
I mean, no. At this point,
I think
no.
It's impossible. I don't think it's ever going to happen.
Can we just talk about the composure of that 21 car through the race for a minute here? Because I swear to God, it's probably, it's like probably walking into a daycare and picking out the most rowdiest kid there and the one that tattles and cries the most. And that's Austin Hill. I mean, he is such a whiny baby outside of the car, and then in the car he plays victim after he is the aggressor.
You know who that reminds me of? He drives an 11 car on Sundays.
Great for the sport, terrible person.
Exactly. I agree. 100%. Yeah. And then he ends up running out of talent, ends up spinning out. I mean,
oh man, how embarrassing.
What a joke. What a joke. I can't stand Austin Hill, man. Ever since what was it that one year where he knocked out, what's his name? Freaking dude's, the son of the dude that does the broadcast, Marty Snyder, or Myatt Snyder.
Myatt?
Yeah. When he knocked Myatt Snyder out, that's when I lost all respect for him. Like, nah, I don't like this guy. I don't like this guy. Like you could tell. That's like freaking Mike Tyson getting in a fight with like the dude that works at your local convenience store that weighs 105 pounds and soaking wet, you know? It's like, what are you doing, man? That's a bad look. Like, there's other ways to resolve that situation. I don't know. And then like you said, man, he anything he does is that's racing. Anything that happens to him, that's you're terrible. You're garbage, you know? Like you're not a race car driver, you know? I can't stand that. Own it, man. If you're gonna do crap like that, just own it. I say it all about Denny Hamlin all the time. I don't give a damn that he does this stuff. It's the fact that he does it and then he goes and says he's in the right every time. And then one little tiny thing happens to him and it's the end of the world. I can't stand that. That's prima donna crap right there. That's what do they call that? God tier mindplex or whatever the hell you want to call it. Like, come on, man. I don't know. That's just the way I feel. But Ryan Truex wins again at Dover, back-to-back years. He gets his first and second career win, back-to-back years at Dover. And I mean, honestly, he should have won there probably 2-3 times even before that. So I mean, I think Dover's his track, dude. I mean, he's just got that place on lock.
It's his hometown too.
Unbelievable. I guess if you're good anywhere, you want it to be there. Wish TV or YouTube says US Eagle. I love it. Nice to see you again, Michael Boyes. I'm guessing that might be correct there. Yes.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in. Alrighty. Hate it for Carson. Yeah, I do hate it for Carson Quapple as well. He did run a good race. I mean, it's just Dover though, man. Like, it's just those restarts are so unpredictable. He doesn't have a whole lot of experience in Xfinity car. How are you gonna know what you're gonna do on those restarts? It's Dover, man. Like, that's a tough
but even
track.
for the inexperience that he has, what a phenomenal run he had. Because he led laps late in the race not on strategy, not on luck, but on pure racing speed. For real, I mean, that he proved a lot there at Dover, especially at Dover, with how incredibly difficult that track is.
Well, yeah, and what was really impressive to me too is when he made that 3-wide move underneath Hill and Creed. Like, most rookie drivers, young drivers would have done that and they'd have wiped everybody out. Like, the whereabouts and the skill to not absolutely just send it in there and wipe everybody out was just, I had a lot of respect for him. He drove like a veteran, really did. So it does suck for him, but I think his time is coming, man. He's got a lot of talent, dude. I was impressed. If you could do that at Dover, I mean, let's see what he does at a mile and a half. You know what I mean? Like, he's gonna absolutely dominate the field. I mean, it's crazy. All right, and then Sunday was the Indy NXT. There's nothing to talk about here. I watched this race. There's nothing to talk about here. It was Jacob Abel qualified on pole. Jacob Abel won the race. The only real incident here was late in the race when Jamie Chadwick and her teammate in the 27, I can't even remember his name at this point. It's so irrelevant, but she got spun out through the gravel trap, and that kind of ended the race under yellow. But again, I mean, what are you going to do? It's a racing incident. But yeah, so Jacob Abel, that was actually his first ever win in the Indy NXT in his third year. So I mean, it had to come around eventually, right? When all the good talent leaves the Indy NXT. He did have to battle Logan Siegel there for a little while, but once he got past him or cleared him and got a little bit of a gap, it was over from there. So great job by him. All right. Sunday, the IndyCar race. We watched the end of this race actually during the watch party. Then I went back and rewatched the beginning of it. This was a damn good race, man. I enjoyed it, dude. IndyCar, the last 2 years at Barber. I know Tom's opinion of Barber, but the last 2 years of Barber have been really good, man. Like, actual good races. It's unbelievable.
I hate Barber because I've had to work at Barber. I have no interest in Barber. I just hate the place, man. I hate it so bad. I hate it so much. That and Mid-Ohio. I just freaking hate that place.
Well, there you go. Well, Scott McLaughlin qualified on pole. We had an incident real early in the race, right into turn 1, where Stingray Robb and Jack Harvey went spinning. Typical turn 1 shenanigans. I mean, what do you expect? And then also, this was one of the best parts of the race too. Santino Ferrucci, man, had his elbows up in this race. Him and Colton Herta, like, I don't know, 2-3 laps in a row are just wheel banging each other, dude, the whole time, dude. Santino's like, I ain't giving up the corner. Like, he'd be late breaking in there and use up Herta. I mean, if I was Herta right there, man, I think I would have been a little tilted, dude, because he got used and abused, man. It was crazy. I mean, it's the month of May is on the way, man. That's the only time Santino Ferrucci shows up. Do you think that's got a little chip on his shoulder?
I don't know. It's still Foyt.
It's still Foyt.
That's all I gotta say.
Oh, man. The whole time watching that, I was like, dude, I think Santino knows what's coming up next month. He's getting his aggression out right now. He's getting wound up tight right now. It was crazy. Oh, man. Wish YouTube says Carson has finished ahead of all teammates in 2 races he's been in. I think both top 5s, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think you're right. Honestly. And they're both short tracks, so I'd like to see what he can do on a mile and a half. What else in this race do we want to talk about? Oh, after a green flag pit stop, Rossi's wheel comes off. I mean, I haven't seen that in IndyCar in a while. I mean, honestly. So,
the last time was me.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it.
It was me.
It was yours truly, Tom.
If anybody's watching this right now, you can look up Mateus Laced.
Oh, man.
Phoenix 2018. Yeah, that was me. Wasn't my fault though. I'll take that to the grave.
Yeah, it wasn't your fault at all.
But you can watch. I was caught in 4K.
I think the worst, I don't know, is the best or worst part about that whole deal is the fact that they had that pit stop under video coverage at that exact amount of time. Like, what are the odds? When do they ever film, like, somebody running a
Dude, I'm not
23rd
gonna lie
pit
to you.
stop.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It happened, and I was like, God, thank God, only the people who saw that were in front of our pit box.
Right, yeah.
Right? And then I'm in Culver's after the race eating dinner, and some random dude walks up to me. What the hell happened with your guys' pit stop? What? He's
Saw it on national television.
he pulls the phone out of his freaking pocket, and he goes like this, and does the replay. And I'm like, there is no way it's on YouTube already. Yeah. Hours after the race.
That's a 1 in a million, dude. Because that wouldn't have happened again. I mean, the odds that they were filming somebody that far back on a pit stop on the grid is unbelievable. But
the broadcast caught it.
I know it's crazy to me. Yeah,
It's just, yep.
But
Yep.
it happened again. So you're off the hook now, Tom, because it's happened again. So now it's whoever did this time was. Now that's the last time it's happened.
That tells you a lot about McLaren. And
McLaren's, you should get McLaren a little bit of kudos here. Yeah.
Worse than Foyt.
Worse than Foyt. Oh man. Alrighty. I've been waiting for this, but this is the next thing I want to talk about. The mannequin that fell down from the over bridge over the track and then got ran over. I mean, can you ask for any better of a theatrical moment in an IndyCar race when IndyCar needs something to go viral, something to happen, to put it on the spotlight? I mean, that was mint. It was gold. I mean, that was the greatest thing I ever saw, dude. I love it.
I think it's planned.
You want to go into our favorite segment?
Yeah.
Alrighty. We will be back with you in one moment. Alrighty. We are here for our conspiracy moment of the week. I'll let Tom take the floor first.
No. You.
We're losing it. We're flying. Maybe this one should be
hurry up.
Oh, man. Bumbo.
Just throw it on the ground.
Alrighty.
No,
we're losing it again. We got this. Let's get it right. All right. Conspiracy moment of the week. Mine this week is that mannequin was left over from Talladega. I don't know if it was planned or not, but it came straight out of Talladega. But the rumor is that Happy Gilmore is still searching the golf course for that mannequin arm.
Oh. Don't touch that mannequin. Whatever you do. There were some very bad things done to that mannequin. Very bad things. Alright, cut it. Because I can't.
Oh, man.
That mannequin's seen some shit, guys.
Yeah. All right. Well, that'll do our conspiracy moment of the week. We don't want to get canceled today, boys. Alrighty. Now that we sorted that whole deal out, we had late race caution there with Simpson spinning with 5 to go. And what really got me here with this, Tom, is they actually restarted the race. I still don't know how I feel about it. I mean, we had a 2-lap shootout. It's a road course. I guess I was just having like PTSD flashes from the Indy 500 last year when I saw them getting ready to go back green. I was like, oh man, dude. I don't like this.
Here's what we can say about that is that it wasn't in the same light as the Indy 500, right? We still had 2 laps to go. Did they red flag it? I can't
No,
remember.
nope, they didn't.
No.
They went yellow green. Yeah, it was crazy.
Okay. So we improved, all right? We improved. What it kind of reminded me of was Abu Dhabi 2021.
Yes. Oh yes. Oh my goodness. That's actually a good comparison. I didn't even think about that.
But what did that create, Jay? That created
magic.
One of the most iconic moments in motorsports history.
Yes.
In all of motorsports. At least they didn't red flag it to restart the race, like what they did in the Indy 500.
Yeah, that's a great comparison. That is a good one. I didn't think about that because we had that magic between Hamilton and Verstappen there, which then you go the other end of the spectrum, Indy 500, and we get that last lap pass by Newgarden over Ericsson. So it's like it's double-edged sword, man. Like, where do you go? Like, I don't know. I mean, fortunately, we didn't have any drama or any craziness, or McLaughlin didn't end up having a mechanical issue or something to take him out. So he did go on to win the race, so that was good. But yeah, that's a good comparison. That makes me feel a lot better about it now that you said that. I never even put that 2 and 2 together with that.
But the main takeaway is that they improved.
Yes.
It's improved.
Yes.
So,
yes,
we improved.
That's all you can ask for. I mean, honestly, if you learn from your mistakes, you make a mistake, it's okay, as long as you learn from it. Unlike the series we're going to be talking about next. Is there anything else you want to talk about, IndyCar wise? The race, the winner. I mean, anything else you want to mention?
I just really enjoy IndyCar racing.
Me too. I'm excited. And that's why I'm excited for this month, because this month is basically centered around IndyCar. The whole month. I mean, with everything going on in Indianapolis. I'm so excited. I think, well, I mean, yeah, we kind of get off to a little bit of a weird start with the whole Penske issue, which we haven't even talked about that, honestly. And I mean, I really don't want to, because unless you want to talk about it, I mean, you're welcome to talk about it, but watch that Joseph Newgarden interview and like, wow, that was hard to watch, man. I watched it through and I was like, I almost couldn't even get to the end of it, dude, because it was like, holy cow, dude.
I couldn't watch it either, but the main takeaway that I got from that is that Joseph said he knew what he was doing, he knew it was wrong, but he did it anyways.
Yeah, right.
There's got to be something more to this than just was it just a points penalty?
Yeah.
And strip of win?
Strip of win, yep.
There's got to be more to that. IndyCar's got to make a statement with that. They've got to. They're allowing teams to walk on them right now, all for a strip of points and whatever. But here's the deal: Joseph still got to celebrate that day as St. Pete's winner. And in all the coming weeks and everything else up until the announcement was made. Who actually won that race?
Pato O'Ward.
So Pato O'Ward, even though I absolutely do not like McLaren, those guys. But Pato O'Ward was the rightful winner of that race. Does he get the hardware? Does he get the cash? Does he get the recognition? He got robbed. And that's just the bottom line. I feel like that's really, really crappy to do, first off. Second off, it's really crappy that IndyCar didn't make it right. I don't feel like they made it right. I just feel like they kind of got their feelings hurt a little bit, so they gave a little bit of a slap on the wrist. I kind of feel like it. That's just how I feel. You got to make it. When Hendrick last year got caught with those louvers being out of spec, boy, did they drop the hammer.
Yeah.
They dropped the hammer. And even worse on the Colic cars. They did. It's not the same. IndyCar did not have the same reaction. I kind of feel like they want to sweep it under the rug. You got to take accountability for what's going on in your series too.
Yeah.
You allowed those teams to hold on to those ECUs. The engine manufacturers to hold on to those ECUs. Can I say you kind of had a part in it? Yeah, maybe. That technology is not supposed to be out for the teams to have. Yikes. That is a upcoming new rule. So that's how I feel about it. I feel like there's a lot of there's a lot of under the table happenings going on right now. It's kind of a bad look. Actually, it is a bad look. It's a terrible look. And how it was handled and how Team Penske should feel right now should feel ashamed.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the only thing I could say to that is what happened to Meyer Shank last year at Daytona. I feel like that's
Boom.
the only other way you could compare it, right? So, I don't know. Well, we'll see how that all progresses. I know McLaughlin gets the win here. I'm sure there's no more ill play or ill things going on there, so we'd probably be able to hold on to that. I actually did not update the IndyCar points. Oh, I did update them. So IndyCar points after this weekend, it's real tight. Herta's your points leader with 101. Power's 1 point back, and then Pillow is 3 points back. So, I mean, typical IndyCar, getting a great points battle. I mean, it's unbelievable. So, and that's what, 4 races in now? St. Pete, Long Beach. I guess 4 minus the All-Star, or 3 plus the All-Star. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's great. We'll see how that continues to progress. All right. Let's talk about that one series that races on Sundays that has a garbage and trash car. Yeah. Hamlin wins. Is that good enough for you? I hate NASCAR. No, I don't hate NASCAR. You know what? I hate the Cup Series. I hate it so much. You watching as crappy as the ARCA series is on every week. It's terrible anymore. I mean, we have a pretty decent race on Friday. I mean, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't the best race ever, but it wasn't garbage either. And then you get Xfinity, which was clearly the best race of the week, and always is every week. It's like not even a debate anymore. And then and then we get the Cup race. So just
actually, there is a talking point here. I just want to bring up real quick. Can we talk about the tires?
Yeah, let's talk about the tires.
What the hell was going on the track? What was happening there? There was like 3 inches of rubber buildup on the exit of turn 4.
Yeah, it was nuts.
What's good?
It looked like it was caked on there, dude. It was like somebody took frosting and just.
And were the cars? I mean, were teams having issues with tires throughout the day? I mean,
Nope.
I heard a couple times that Keselowski had a couple tires corded, but that was
I think
it.
it was on. Honestly, I think it's because of the freaking camber they're putting in these cars. That's the only advantage you have anymore, is you put so much camber into the front tires.
Damn, we should have seen some tire strategy then, unless... I don't know. I don't know. I just thought it was really weird. If we were seeing that amount of rubber on track, I was getting PTSD from Bristol, which is good.
That's what I thought.
I like that.
It wasn't.
But it wasn't. It was weird, right? It was weird.
Well, I would say it was weird, but we've seen this before, even like at Martinsville, even we kind of had it a little bit. What was happening was all the tires were just, like I said, it looked like frosting. It was caked right along that groove. They're just riding in the rubber. There's no tire wear. It's not like they're ripping off these giant marbles and they're all piling up off the racing surface. It was just caked on there. Like you'll see that from time to time at certain tracks. Like we used to see it at Richmond every once in a while. Like if it was a really, really hot day or something. But I mean, it's the tires, man. It really is. It's the tires. The tires are the biggest issue that they have, and they don't want to fix it. Yep. And then it's just terrible. Jared says conspiracy says Kevin LePage's spotter is running NASCAR. Actually, I would vote for that because honestly, I think Helen Keller could do a better job than what they're doing right now in the Cup Series. It's unbelievable. And then, I mean, yeah, I complain and moan all the time. I mean, if you watched my video yesterday, I went over it pretty good. But really, the one thing I want to say though, there is one more talking point. I'll say that right after this, Tom, because I know you brought up a pretty good point about this. my point here is the broadcast is just terrible. If the broadcast is better, if the broadcast is better, it'd be a better product. But it's like the thing is Kevin Harvick is telling us for like 50, 60 laps at the end of the race that the right front tires are going away. They're going away. They're going away. And then you look up at the lap times, and they're not even differentiating from one lap to another. It's not even getting slower. It's like you could tell me all day long that the tires are wearing, but if you can't see it, do I believe you? Hell no, dude. I ain't gonna believe you. You can tell me anything. If I can't put visual to it, it's not happening. Like, I don't know. That was my biggest gripe there.
It's like listening to the government anymore.
Dude, it's 100%. They're gaslighting the hell out of you. And people are eating it up. That's the problem, Tom. That's the biggest problem. People are sitting there eating it up, and they think it's great. And it's like, no, it's not. Like, nobody listens to us anyway, but it is what it is. NASCAR doesn't care what we say. Why should they? I mean, they're making millions of dollars to mess up their great product. But I guess the other thing here is that pit road stop, or that pit stop there at the end of stage 2, when you had Hamlin leaving his pit box, you had Larson and Bowman side by side drag racing for the win off pit road, and then Hamlin just basically merges into traffic. I mean, hang on, everybody. And he just, yeah. I mean, honestly, bro. I mean, when was the last time? I mean, you've probably never done this, but when's the last, or seen it maybe even, the last time you've seen somebody on the interstate just try to merge across 2 lanes of traffic and to get to the exit?
Oh, bro, I drive through Atlanta all the time. That is.
He's like, I see it all the time. I was about to say, well, I see it all the time too. I mean, yeah, I see it all the time.
I just want to drive like a 1997 like absolute crap hole of a Chevy square body and just drive it through Atlanta with no cares in the world. Just like $900 piece of crap I don't care about, and just not care, and that would be. I feel like if I had a Goodyear blimp following me through Atlanta, I could create a better product than what we see on Sundays.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
I think I found the cheat code though. I got a little dent on the left rear bumper of my car. And so whenever I'm trying to merge, like, people just let off their gas and let me in because they're too scared of what I'm gonna do. It's great. No, but yeah, I don't know, man. In any other racing series, what Hamlin did right there would have been a penalty, but not NASCAR, because we saw it even this year. What was it? The Jeddah Grand Prix, or a Jeddah, when Alonso went to merge and he had like about half a car length gap on, I think it was Sainz maybe, or maybe it was Perez. I can't remember. Or no, it's Perez, and it was down to Alonso. And they end up penalizing him, even though there was enough room to merge. But Hamlin could just merge into 2 cars, and there's no penalty.
Remember Indy 500? Palou?
Yes, Palou and VK. Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens all the time in every other racing series. There's procedures to exiting pit lane. In NASCAR, it's just... I mean, honestly, what prevents you from just freaking beating the hell out of people on pit road? I mean, you might as well. Like, if I was in NASCAR, dude, if I was merged, I would just pull right out. Woo! And just freaking take out all your competitors on pit road. It's the best strategy to win, dude.
If the cars weren't so bad, you could do it. I'm surprised that Hamlin survived that with given the wishbone toe links that we have in those cars.
Well, that's why Bowman backed out, because the way Hamlin was coming out, he had the door to the wheel. So Bowman had to back out, or he was going to get his entire toe link ripped out. So, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. If you could time it right and aim it good, man, you can go wherever you want.
Yeah. And why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't
Honestly.
you? Yeah, if there's no penalty, why not? I mean, you can't fault Hamlin for doing it. I mean, it just sucks.
Yep.
Yeah. And then you also had another point. We talked about this off podcast about Bowman at the end of stage 2.
Oh, yeah. Complaining about the 5 car in front of him, aero blocking. Look, I watched a lot of that. Because that was actually one part of the race I didn't get to watch because I was out with my wife. But I rewatched it, and I'm convinced that Bowman wasn't complaining about Kyle Larson. He was complaining about the car. how bad the car is in aero blocking situations. I mean, look, I've got YouTube open right here, and the first thing that I see is Dale Jr.'s fix for NASCAR's aero blocking dilemma.
There ain't no fix.
It's the freaking car! How many times you gotta say it? Or put different tires on it. Give it more horsepower. The tires are the fix.
Yeah.
Give it more horsepower, you get a better product.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then you don't see it in the Xfinity cars. I mean, they there's not a ton of aero. Like, I mean, there is some. There always going to be some in any type of racing series. But in the Xfinity series, they can pass just fine. If you're faster, you're going to get by. I mean, it's a fact. I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. The way I feel is if we could just get everybody, that's my main goal here. You know what, Tom? I'm going to put it out here for their community to listen to. Our main goal here on the Digga Bush channel, let's all start watching the Xfinity races. Every single one of them. If we can get the Xfinity races up to like 4 million views a weekend, and maybe we watch the Cup Series start dipping below that 4 million, guess what, boys? We're going to get a change.
That would be crisis in that.
Yes.
Car. That would be crisis.
Their heads would be spinning. They wouldn't even know what the hell to do.
They're like, but we built a perfect car.
Oh, man. It's so great, dude. So, yeah, that's our goal here at the Digga Boys. Let's get the Xfinity race. And, I mean, if you're not watching the Xfinity, I don't know why you're not anyway. Maybe you're busy on Saturday. I don't know. But, I mean, it's the best racing we got in NASCAR. It's actually, it's not even the best. It's the only racing we have in NASCAR. Truck Series is a shell of its former self. ARCA Series, it's a coin flip whether you're going to get a wreck fest or a snooze fest. I mean, and then the Cup Series is just dog water, garbage, trash, dumpster, don't watch again. So it's like, if you like NASCAR, watch Xfinity. It's the only thing you got. That's all we got. There's nothing else.
No, there's not.
Alrighty, there's nothing really else I want to talk about in this entire Cup race. I mean, I really didn't care. I mean, I know the watch part and everything, but I mean, I just bitched and moaned and complained the whole time. And it makes me feel better. I know nobody else is listening, but like I said at the beginning of the podcast, war never changes. And this war with NASCAR, it's never changing, man. Nothing's changing, dude. It's just another complaint, another whine fest, just another day goes by, the same crap on track. And it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But I'm excited because we got Darlington and Kansas coming up here in the next couple of weeks. And those are going to be good races. I know they will. I mean, no matter what they've done, they haven't messed up Darlington. In Kansas, they can't mess up Kansas. But they'll find a way. They'll find a way to ruin it for me.
We're gonna find out.
Yep.
I bet you we'll see it this weekend. I bet you we will.
Yeah, well, they'll find a way. Alrighty, points in the Cup Series after this weekend's race. We got Larson as the leader. He extends his lead by 15 points over Truex and 33 points over Elliott. That's your top three. We'll talk more about the cut line here once we get into like the summer months. It's just way too early. Drivers of the week. Linus Lundqvist, P3 in IndyCar. I think he did a fantastic job. He drove through the field a couple times in this race. It was absolutely impressive. This was the one rookie, Tom, that we didn't put a lot of faith in the offseason. I feel like we really kind of slept on this guy a little bit. We had Marcus Ericsson, we had Rasmussen, and right now Linus Lundqvist has proven to be the best rookie this season.
Marcus Ericsson.
Or Marcus Armstrong, my bad. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Wrong. My head's.
It's like
there. You're like Marcus Harrison. What am I? Yeah, I had your head spinning. My head's spinning. We're all spinning. Yeah. So yeah, I think we got to give him some love here this week for that P3 performance. What a great job getting on the podium there as a rookie. At Barber, I'm excited to see what he could do progressing through the rest of this year, man. I think he's in the right team. You never know. And then P6. Let's give this guy some love, man. The last 3-4 weeks, dude. This guy, dude, Lyle Gregson, man. God, I love it, dude. The redemption tour is here, and I'm here for it. What did he get, like a 30, 40-point penalty earlier this season? And he is right now currently in the points playoffs, dude. Unbelievable season for old Lyle, dude. I'm so happy for him, dude. Oh, I figured he had something to say.
Surprise, I guess? No, I am surprised. I thought that was going to be a dog water team, a dog water car, and maybe the Legacy Motorsports 43, 42 car,
Yeah.
whatever one he ran, is actually that bad because John Hunter can't freaking do it either.
No. And I mean, even look on his own team. He's outrunning Barry, Priest, and Briscoe on a weekly basis. Like, he is the best driver at Stewart Haas with the least funded car. So, I mean, step aside, folks. We got a new contender up here in the Cup Series. That's Lyle Gregson, man. I'm here for it. I think, honestly, this might be a bold prediction, but I think he makes playoffs this year. I really do, man. If he keeps putting together these freaking out of the blue performances, excuse me, he is going to make the playoffs. And then also, I know Michael Boy was talking about this earlier, but Carson Kvapil. Dang, excuse me. Give me some water. Carson Kvapil. P2 in the Xfinity Series. Oh, man. Something in my throat there. Oh, man. All right. And then for Bonehead Moves of the Week, like I said, I love Connor Silich. I do. I like the aggressive move he made, but still, he ends up putting Sawalich in the wall, so we're going to nominate him this week. I think that might be the first time I've ever nominated a winner for Bonehead Move of the Week. I could be wrong on that. I'll have to go back and look, but that is, I don't know.
I don't remember.
I can't remember either. I'll have to go back and look. But that could be a first here on the Dig Boys channel. So, and then obviously we're going to nominate Austin Hill for running out of talent. I mean, absolutely uses up Creed and Kvapil, and just to end up wrecking himself anyway. So, what an idiot.
Dog water.
Yeah, dog water. And then Augustine Canapino for wrecking Kiffin Simpson there. In non-passing zone, sent it in on the inside. I mean, it was just a bad look. It was a bad look. So we'll nominate him as well. Alrighty. Let's go.
You shouldn't say that. Because we're going to have the whole nation of Brazil.
Oh, I know.
On our chest.
Well, they didn't come after us for Nanini, so we're good.
Well, that's because it's Nanini.
Yeah, they don't even like him there. Oh, man. All right, and now let's do it. Let's preview this weekend's race. We got ARCA, Trucks, and Cup at Kansas, as well as F1 in Miami. We also have F1 Academy in Miami as well, and I already know who I'm taking there. I'm taking Dorian Pond. That's all I need to say. She's gonna dominate this whole weekend. But nonetheless, we'll get back to the main races here. ARCA Series, notable entries. We got Marco Andretti in the 17. We got old Tanner Gray back in the JGR. Tanner Reif in the number 42. And then Dean Thompson in the 55 Venarini machine. And then in the Truck Series, we got Brett Moffitt. He's back, baby. Woo! I'm so excited, man. I'm so excited, dude. He's back in the number 1 Tricon truck. Connor Mosack will be in the number 7 Spire truck. Caden Honeycutt in the number 45 Niche truck, and then old Zane Smith in the number 91 McAnally truck. In the Cup Series, we got Riley Herbst in the 15 Rick Ware Racing, Derek Kraus in the 16 Colleague, Austin Hill in the 33 RCR machine, and then Jimmy's back again in the number 84 Legacy Motor Club car. So, for the ARCA race on Saturday, the ARCA Series tied 150 at Kansas. I am taking Taylor Gray to win this race. He's actually really impressed me this season, Tom. In his few starts made in the Xfinity Series, he's been right there in the top 5, in contention late. In every Truck Series race, he's just right there on the edge of winning one of these things. I mean, it's unbelievable. And then even in the ARCA Series, the few starts he's made there, he's been so close to winning one. I think he finally breaks through and wins at least in one of these series. It's a matter of time. It's going to be this weekend at Kansas. Taylor Gray's going to win. And then my dark horse, I'm going with my boy, Andy Jesus, baby. Let's go. I'm pulling for this guy every week in the ARCA Series, my dark horse. I'm a huge fan. It still hurts me about what happened at late in Talladega. I think he still could have won that race. I really do. But nonetheless, those are my picks this weekend. Our favorite and dark horse.
All right. My favorite for the ARCA Tide 150. I'm going to go with Jesse Love. I kind of find myself being a Love fan lately. Kind of. I just think he's a hell of a race car driver. I really do. It's a damn shame he had to go to RCR. But cuz they got a pretty dang good driver. If they can get that guy promoted to run with Kyle Busch, instead of old Silver Spoon grandson there, they might have a decent team. So I'm gonna go with Love, and then for my dark horse, I'm still gonna do it because I'm a believer. But I think that maybe she's just had some bad races. Maybe we'll see this weekend though. Again, best team in the paddock. Kansas will be a great track to really capitalize on a good finish. So I'm gonna go with Breininger.
That's actually a good pick because last year at Kansas, I think she finished 4th in the ARCA race and then came back and got 15th in the truck race in her debut in the truck. So that's not a bad pick this weekend, man. I mean, she's proven in the past she could be good at Kansas. Kevin in the chat says Honeycutt for another top 10. Write it down. I hope so, man. That'd be really cool to see. He's in a good truck. Nice Motorsports. We'll see what he can do this weekend. All right, Saturday, the Truck Series race, the Heart of America 200. This is easy. I'm not even going to waver. I was going to take Raja, but then I saw the entry list, and I was like, yes, man. He would be winning races in Xfinity right now. He'd be a championship favorite. This guy is the most underrated, forgotten NASCAR champion, amazing driver of all time. Just pains me. Hate it, man, because of the Deagleberries, man. But Brett Moffitt is going to win this race this weekend at Kansas, and he's going to do it in dominating fashion. He's going to prove why he's deserving of a Cup Series ride, man. He does. He needs one already. Get him in there. And then my dark horse, I'm going to go with Bailey Curry in the 41 niche truck this weekend. I think he's got a pretty good opportunity to find himself in the top 5 late in this race.
Excuse me. All right, so for my favorite this weekend, I'm not going to share the love. I am also going to choose Brett Moffitt because for all the reasons that Jay just shared, I think that Brett Moffitt is one of the most robbed drivers of our generation. And man, is it a damn shame. It really is. For my dark horse, I'm going with Dean Thompson. Why? He's having a career year so far. Not necessarily with the best team. Well, what's his team? Is it Tricon?
Oh, yeah, he's with Tricon. Yeah, he's been one of the top.
That is the great team.
Yeah.
Well, he's having a good year so far. This is his 3rd full season. And still hasn't won a race. Rip to that guy. I think it's time to nut up or shut up. And what a better time to do it at Kansas.
I agree. What better time than Kansas? Kevin says, you should see the pictures of stuff Caden sent me, and they're trying on his truck this week. Oh, really? Some experimental stuff?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Are we talking about performance, or are we talking stickers?
Yeah, that's a good. That's a big difference because stickers mean fast.
Fast.
Like
hey,
what is it? Lightning McQueen.
you could ask old Jordy Anderson about that.
Yeah.
Stickers equals speed.
Alrighty. I'll never forget it. Never forget it. All right.
Oh, man.
This weekend is the F1 race in Miami. We have a sprint race and a Grand Prix this weekend. But I know Verstappen's going to win the Grand Prix, so I'll just get that out of the way right now. But who I think wins the sprint race, I think I'm going to be a little different here. And I think since it's a shorter race, doesn't give Verstappen enough time to get by him. Perez, the only thing he's good at, and we've said this over and over and over again, it's only street courses. He sucks everywhere else. We're at a street course this weekend. He was pretty fast there last year. I'm going to take Perez to win the sprint race. And then I'm going to take Piastri as my dark horse all weekend long. He's the only good shining light of the entire McLaren team, McLaren brand, McLaren anything. And I am a huge fan of him. And it pains me to take him because of the team. But you can't not root for this guy. He's so good, man. So good. So I'm going to take Piastri as my dark horse all weekend. I think I'll see him on the podium sometime this weekend as well.
All right. So for the sprint race, I'm going to take, I think Verstappen's going to run away with it. And then for a dark horse, I'm going to go with Gasly. For the sprint race. It's a little bit of a shorter race. I mean, it's kind of hard to go a lap down. Alpine has kind of proved it, but we can expect a little bit maybe of an upgrade by them. I hope. I really do hope. I love Gasly. He's my favorite F1 driver. So I'm just really hoping for a good performance this weekend.
Alrighty. Well, I made my predictions already pretty much for the Grand Prix. I'm going for Verstappen, no, without a doubt. He's gonna go back to back in Miami. And then obviously I'm gonna stick with Piastri as my dark horse. And a lot to what Tom said though. I mean, watch out for the Alpines. Their drivers are way too damn good. Once they get the car underneath them, man, they're gonna be right back up in the points on a weekly basis like they were last year.
Yep.
I like where Tom's going with that.
All right. For my race, I'm gonna go outside the box here. I think Sainz is gonna win it. Street course last year at Singapore, phenomenal job. Ran away with that one, and I think he could do it at Miami as well. And then for my dark horse, I'm gonna go with Hülkenberg. That dude has finished in the points every race this year. Every race in a Haas, man. He is on fire right now. And, I mean, honestly, superstar. Hulk. Superman. He is the face of underdogs right now. He is.
I agree, man. I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it.
Me
dude.
too. Awesome.
So awesome. Let's just hope they can get a good qualifying run at Monaco. They can win that damn thing. That'd be so. Can you imagine his first ever win, dude? Comes at freaking Monaco.
In a Haas.
In a Haas, dude.
Oh, man.
Oh, dude, if I could ask for one thing in the motorsports world, that would be it right now. Just qualify on pole, Hülkenberg.
I would. That would be like mass chaos, because that does not fit within the guidelines of F1 trajectories.
No.
It just doesn't. Could you imagine all the Monaco citizens sitting there trying their hardest to clap because they don't want him to win?
Yeah, dude.
Could you imagine?
Oh, dude, that'd be freaking out, man. They'd be freaking out. Especially if Haas out-qualified Ferrari.
Oh, man.
Dude, it would be a tough one. Because with Leclerc, oh, man. Yeah. That'd be tough. Yeah, that'd be great. Alrighty. Yeah, that does our picks this weekend for the Miami Grand Prix. I'm excited for this race. I'm excited to see what happens. And with that, our fantasy lineups. I'm not changing mine. I've decided it's a 10-point penalty if you change your fantasy lineup. So I'm going to stick with this fantasy lineup all the way until Monaco. So I'm going to run it through Miami. I'm going to run it through Imola. And then I'll change it for Monaco. So my lineup is Verstappen, Alonso, Bottas, Tsunoda, Sargent. That was the best way I could financially budget that team. And then for my constructors, I'm going to go Red Bull and Williams. And I know I'm being bold by having Williams on there, dude. But, it's got to be a race at least sometime in the next couple of weeks where they don't wreck. I mean, I don't know. I'm just going to stick with it for the next two races and just let it ride.
So my fantasy, does it say the same? Yeah, it does. But mine's Leclerc, Perez, Hülkenberg, Magnussen, Albon. And then for my constructors, I got Ferrari and Aston.
There you go. Yeah, I just feel like I'm just going to stick with that for a little bit. We'll go back to the chat. Kevin confirms it is not stickers. She's going to be real fast at wrecking. We'll see what happens this weekend. Oh, man. I'll be watching intently now, Kevin, for Caden Honeycutt. Maybe I'll be pulling for him a little bit as a dark horse pick there. And then... yeah, it could. And then Lando Norris wins the F1 race. Hear me out. Oh, my goodness. If Lando Norris wins this weekend, then that means Haley Deegan's winning this weekend. Oh, that's right. Haley Deegan ain't racing, so Lando Norris ain't winning. Oh, man. Haas needs to steal Logan Sargent. I think Logan Sargent's days in Formula 1 are numbered. Williams doesn't even want him. like Williams doesn't even want him there. His days are numbered.
I was surprised when Williams signed him again.
I was too. I was shocked.
I was. I think maybe because they couldn't secure Teo Porsche.
Yeah,
However you say his last
Teo
name.
Porsche.
Freaking Frenchies.
Freaking French. Oh man. Alrighty. So now, time for that series that races on Sundays with the Jesus Stone tires. That would be the NASCAR Cup Series, the Advent Hell 400. This is a pretty easy pick for me. I'm going with Tyler Reddick. That 45 car at Kansas is just like magical. I know they didn't win it last year, but they won it in the previous like 3. Reddick is just so good at Kansas. He's good at these types of tracks. He's really rolling. I think getting that win at Talladega got the mojo back. And I think he's going to get the job done again this weekend. And then my dark horse pick, old Lyle Gregson again, baby. I'm on the Lyle Gregson train right now, man. It's chugging right on along. He's going to make the playoffs. He's going to continue to get top 10 finishes. Lyle Gregson is the one to watch out for this weekend as a dark horse pick.
So I'm not going to share a lot of love here for the Jesus Stone Tires 400. But I'm going to give a lot of credit to Kurt Busch here for continuing his work on that 45 car. And I'm going to choose also Reddick for this weekend. And then for my dark horse, I didn't want to share the love here as well, but I really think that within Stewart-Haas, there is another battle internally, and then you have the battle on track. And I think that is between Gragson and Briscoe. And the only reason why I'm not choosing Gragson is because of it's the bull cut, man. It's the bull cut from last year. That it just
Can't get it out of your head.
I can't. It's like a 73-year-old having PTSD about NAM. It's just, I can't get it out of my head, man. I can't. And it just bothers me so much. And I can't forget the time when Chastain punched him right in the mouth and the whole bull haircut just was shaking in the air as his head was going back.
Well, this weekend's the 1-year anniversary of that whole deal.
It is the 1-year anniversary, and I hope it happens again.
I did too.
I'm going to choose Briscoe this weekend.
There you go. There you got it. Alrighty. Back to the chat. Kevin Ballmer says Alex Bowman, he's due. No way, dude. If he couldn't win at Dover, he ain't winning at all this year, dude. I hate to say it. It's just a fact. NASCAR fantasy lineup here. My lineup, I'm gonna go Reddick, obvious reasons. I'm gonna go Bubba. I think that's pretty obvious reasons. Lyle. I'm going to go Suarez. And the reason why, Tom, I'm taking Suarez in my fantasy lineup is guess what Sunday is? It's Cinco de Mayo in America.
Hey, he's a U.S. citizen now.
Oh, that's right. Dang it. Don't hurt that. That was my whole storyline, Tom. Dang it. Ole, 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 ole.
Yeah, he's not allowed to celebrate his culture now. He's an American.
Oh, that's so good. Well, I'm still gonna go with it because I mean it is Cinco de Mayo, and then I'll go Ricky Stenhouse Jr. as my 5th. I mean, last weekend at Dover, holy cow, did he have the speed? Unfortunately, he wrecked it. Ricky wrecked it.
Ricky wrecked it.
Ricky wrecked it.
Rickety wrecked it.
I don't think he does that this weekend. I think he gets a top 15 finish, and I think that's all it's going to take. And that, like you said last week, Tom, I just got to start saving a couple of my good the top drivers for towards the summer months where the playoffs start to get looming, and I think I'm going to need them. So that's kind of why I filled out that lineup the way I did.
All right, I'm going to go Reddick, Bubba, Gragson, same as Jay. And then I'm going to go Bell and Busher. For really no particular reason. For real. I just chose him. There is no logic behind it. There is no strategy behind it. I just chose him. That's about it.
You need to share some love with the other drivers in the series. I like it. Alrighty. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is kind of a wash week. I mean, really just saving picks for the push after the 600. But matchups. This is where the good points are made up here. We got Larson v Hamlin. I'm gonna take Larson. Hamlin got the best of him last week. I think Larson kind of switches his flips role a little bit here and gets the job done here in this race. Because wasn't it last year? This was the race where Hamlin wrecked Larson for the win. I know Larson probably won't do it back, but I have a feeling he's got a chip on his shoulder. He's going to finish better than Hamlin.
Yeah. I'm going to take Danny Hamlin over Kyle Larson. I am. Yep.
There you go. And then we got Bubba versus Elliott. This is easy for me. I'm taking
Easy
Bubba.
choice.
Stats don't lie.
Easy. To 23/9.
Next, we have 45, which is Reddick and Bell. I'm going to take Reddick over Bell. I think that's easy, too.
Easy.
And then Byron and Truex. I mean, this was a tough one because Truex hasn't got the win yet this season, unlike Byron's 3. But he's been super consistent, and he's just, he's always in the top 10. Always in the top 5s. And Byron, last week's first DNF, it's splitting hairs, but I'm going to go Byron over Truex. I just have a little bit more better feeling about that.
The 24 is on a championship run this year. There's no stopping them. It's to me, this is easy. 24/19.
There you go. There you have our fantasy lineup for this weekend. And I think that is everything. I think that's everything, Tom. I think we talked about everything we want to talk about. But nonetheless, I mean, it's the last day of April. Month of May is here. It's tomorrow, and we just get to enjoy this fantastic month. This is the time of year where everything in the world is right. No matter how terrible the racing could be leading up to this, it's all right again in the world.
What a great April we had, though.
Yes. Yeah. Went to
It
Talladega.
was
Had a
one
fantastic
for the
time.
history books, man.
Yes. Hung out with our boys over there at the King Camo, the Digga games. Oh, man. That was unbelievable. And then we had a couple good races in April. Bristol was in March, so there wasn't any good ones in NASCAR.
And it'll be like that till next March.
Oh, man. It's probably true, though, honestly. We'll see. I mean, yeah. But this month, like I said, there's a ton of races. We got next weekend, I believe. Not this coming weekend, but the weekend after, we got the 6 hours of Spa for the World Endurance Championship. We also got the Indianapolis Grand Prix for IndyCar, which I'm super excited about. And then the weekend after is Imola, I believe, with the IndyCar or with Formula One. We also have the All-Star race that weekend. Darlington's coming up next weekend as well. Just a bunch of good races coming up here this month. Yeah. I mean, a lot of the best, most iconic tracks around the world, and the best series racing at them. It's fantastic. I'm so excited. What we're gonna do, Tom, with this watch party, I'm gonna put a poll up with all of the other races, and I think we'll do one of those, and then we'll do all 3 on the Sunday of Memorial Day. I think that's what we're gonna do. I think that's what we'll do. So I'll put that poll up here after the podcast. I'll let you guys vote. I think I'll put Darlington on there. I'll put the Imola Grand Prix in there. I'll put the Indy GP in there, and I'll put I'll put the 6 hour Spa up there too. I could stream that. I'll get HBO Max loaded up and going. So we'll I'll put all 4 of those on there and let you guys vote. Actually, we forgot about Laguna Seca. So where are we gonna fit that in the poll? I guess we can put up 5. I think we put up 5 options, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I'll put all those up there for you guys to vote on, and we'll see which one wins. And then, I'm super excited. Actually, you know what? Instead of the Indianapolis Grand Prix, I'll take that one out and put the IMSA race instead. So we'll have WEC, IMSA, Formula One, NASCAR, and then we'll kind of just put all the attention towards the Indy 500 because we're going to be doing that anyway. I don't know. Maybe I'll put 5 options. Nonetheless, we'll have a poll for you guys to vote on, so make sure you guys check that out. We won't be doing the ones this weekend, if that makes it clear. We're not going to be doing Miami, and we're not going to be doing Kansas. But the next weekend and the weekend after, we could probably do. Well, we will be doing one that weekend. So make sure you guys vote. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say. Kevin Bubber says thoughts on Harvick running the 5 at North Wilkesboro practice. He's a liar. He's an idiot. What did he say when he retired? I'm not going to drive another NASCAR again. So what is he doing? The first time somebody throws a handle at him, he's back in the car.
Jay, you seem a little salty about that.
I can't stand him, dude. He lied to me for like 100 laps on Sunday that the tires were wearing out when I could see they weren't. Like, dude, I'm not falling for it, bud.
Not again.
Not again. It's like when somebody looks at you, you're like, hey, look here. Hey, look here. Hey, look here. Oh, you looked. It's like, get out of here with that crap. Yeah. So I don't care. I mean, who cares? I don't know, man. I'm just starting to not like Harvick. Like, I was already not liking Boyer last year, and then they brought in Harvick, and it's like what Tom always says. It's just you're just doing a measuring contest every damn week, man. It's annoying.
It's getting annoying.
It's getting annoying. And Mike Joy, man, what did he call Eric Bell? Or Eric? Yeah, it was Eric Bell. I don't know what he said.
He's such a pleb, dude.
Yeah. I was like, what the hell? Who the hell is Eric Bell? And then I realized what he's talking about, and I was like, oh, it's Christopher Jones, you mean? Yeah, he's and then everybody, yeah, that was another punchline, was everybody was blaming Bowman for everything. That was great. Did you dude, that was Jared had the best line. I can't say it here on the podcast, unfortunately, but that was funny. That had me rolling. At least you're not bitter about it. Yeah, I'm not bitter at all. Oh man, yeah, this has been a fun podcast. I had a great time. Thank you guys for tuning in. Do you know where we're racing tomorrow, Tom? If we are racing, what's going on there with the Motor City?
Yeah. Let me check. Actually,
I haven't even. I'm gonna be honest. I'm still trying to catch up from Talladega. I've been busting.
Let's see.
Let's see if Harvick can.
Bam, Kansas.
Oh, okay. So we're matching the Cup schedule. Okay. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing tomorrow, right here on this channel, broadcasting the Kansas Motor City Trucks race. Then Thursday we got the backmarkers penultimate race at Bristol, I believe. Right? No, that's PSCRL's at Bristol. They are at goodness, I'm gonna have to look it up. I can't even remember. Kevin knows. Kevin knows. If Kevin can tell us in the chat, that'd be awesome. I can't remember. I know Nashville's the final race. I just don't know what's.
It is Bristol.
Oh, it is Bristol. Okay, so I was right. Okay.
Ambiguity Music 150.
Sweet. Okay. And then we have Bristol again for PSCRL. Is that correct? That can't be right. I knew there was a Bristol in there somewhere. I thought it was PSCRL, but now
Let's look.
No,
it is Bristol.
Okay.
250 laps.
We get Bristol back-to-back on Thursday and Saturday, backmarkers PSCRL respectively, so that'll be a great time. It's Bristol, baby! So yeah, come join us there. We got Kansas on Wednesday, Bristol on Thursday, Saturday, and then I think we're off on Sunday, but then we race again next Monday with the IndyCar series at Long Beach. So good amount of races coming up here on the broadcasting end of things. I'm excited to bring that fine action to you guys. Get back in the groove of things again. But yes, what else do we got going on? Oh, crash compilation tomorrow. I am working my tail off to get that thing done. It's all done and edited and everything. I'm just having a lot of issues with my video editor right now. So I'm going to do the best I can. Tom's going to stay on here for another 30 minutes here with me after this podcast. We'll see if we can get that sorted out so we can get that thing up for you guys tomorrow. I'm trying my hardest, guys. I promise you. I'm trying. It's been a lot of work. But I make sure you guys go follow us on all our socials. Go follow us on X, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. There's lots of stuff on there. Also, go follow us on Patreon. Boy, did we get caught in 4K at Talladega. So go follow us on Patreon. There's some great content on there from Talladega. All of that goes back to help our channel out. So we're trying to put as much content as we can up on there for you guys to enjoy, something that we can't really put on YouTube, something that's kind of for our members, something that's kind of special for you guys that come out and enjoy all of our videos and help us and support us on a weekly and daily basis at this point. And then also, if the full length crash compilation video will be on there as well from this month, because obviously YouTube doesn't like the full length one, so I'll have to edit that down and everything for you guys, or for YouTube friendly sake. Also, thanks to our channel members: Dallas Seaworth, Richard Latuke, Daniel Maddox, Stephen Doughton, Roadkill is now a member, which is Caden.
Gargiulio.
Yes, Caden Gargiulio. And I want to thank Dallas. Dallas is the one that gifted that membership to him. So thank you, Dallas. And thanks, Caden, for joining now. Now you can come and hang out with the boys and see what it's all about being a member. We really appreciate it. We really do. We love you guys a lot. Everything that you guys do for us, all the likes, comments, subscribes, it helps us out so much. Man, and this is what me and Tom like to do. We just love talking about racing. We love racing. We love broadcasting racing. It's what we like to do, and put in a lot of time and effort to be here on a weekly basis for you guys, on a daily basis. So we really appreciate you guys appreciating the content we make, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. We appreciate it. We love you guys. And all of that goes back to help us make even more awesome and great content for you guys here on YouTube. Is there anything else you want to add here, Tom, before we're done? Did I miss anything? Oh, merch store. Go check out our merch store. Go buy some Digga Boy swag. There's all kinds of swag on there. All that again. Yes, Big Daddy NASCAR, Big Daddy IMSA.
Hey, Kyle Hendricks, here's your hat. Sorry.
We'll get it to him. We'll get it to you, Kyle. We promise. Matter of time now. But yeah, so all of that goes back to help us out as well. I mean, it helps us out a ton. So thank you guys so much for everything. Did I get it all, Tom? Did I miss anything here? I don't think I did.
The Discord.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Go follow us on Discord. We've got all of our events scheduled for all of our upcoming live streams, anything that's coming out in the recent weeks. We also have some text chat or some voice channels. You can go in there and communicate with other members of the channel, other people that are subscribed to the Discord. If you want to hang out there, we'll pop in there every once in a while and chat too. So yeah. Also, a ton of news. Holy cow. That's basically all it is just a news feed, really. And a forum, a community forum for you guys to share your news that you find out. We share news we find out. We talk about it in there. We send memes. We just have a good time. The Discord's always a fun time. Just everybody's welcome. We love it so much. So, yes. This has been another edition to the Full Send Half Mast Podcast, episode 68. Oh, man. You know what that means. Next week is episode 69. You only get one. Episode 69, and it's next week, baby. Let's go.
It's the golden episode.
We might have a special edition episode next week. I think we might. We have to, right? I mean, when you get to those milestones like 69, 100, 420, 1000, there's like those different milestones. You just have to do something special.
Yeah.
I'll see what we can do. And it's the month of May. Where can it lie out in a better place?
It would be mint to have Rico Abreu on here.
Yeah, that would be sick. Yes, that'd be sick. Maybe we can get Kane Honeycutt. Kevin, tell him about the Digga Boys.
Yeah, all right.
Tell him that we'd welcome onto the podcast. But yeah, again, we love you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And just like always, we'll catch y'all in the next one.
The Dutch master has produced something special in the wet, in the dry. Max Verstappen wins the Monaco Grand Prix.
Hey, Penske at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and Joseph Newgarden finally wins the Indianapolis 500.
Off turn number 4, the Coca-Cola 600 belongs to Ryan Blaney.
Maintaining your temp.